Hello everyone, welcome to this week's live stream. My name is Alex with Helixx Sports. Today I'll be covering 12 reasons why you're always hungry. We host live streams every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Central Time, so be sure to tune in next week for another episode. HelixSports.com is an online sporting goods and fitness apparel company based in St. Louis, Missouri, and we're dedicated to getting you the best gear, apparel, and resources to help you be at the top of your game. All right, like I said, we are talking about 12 reasons you're always hungry. First, I want to discuss some hormones in our bodies. So, leptin. Leptin is a hormone that is triggered when you've had enough to eat, and it tells your brain that you don't need to eat anymore. And ghrelin is the opposite. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone, and it regulates appetite, and it's absorbed when your stomach is empty. Hey Luke, what's going on? If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments, and I'll try to get to them as they come in. Thanks for watching. Let's see here. All right, oops. So these two hormones are really important to kind of know what they do and what they, what they are, because I'll be talking about them for some of these reasons. First reason that we'll talk about is that you might not be eating enough, or maybe you exercise a lot. So this one's probably obvious, but I'll explain it because it's not the most simple concept, and I don't really remember it being taught in school if it was. So I'll start with calories. Calories are units of energy that you get from food, and your body burns calories to keep you alive. Your metabolic rate is the baseline rate at which you burn calories to keep your organs working, and basically everything: breathing, blood circulation, your brain, your eyes, all that. That's your metabolism working and burning calories. So adding physical activity requires more calories. So if you're getting hungry and you work out a lot, you might not be eating enough to fuel the workout, so you should eat more. It's also a good idea to record the food that you eat and calculate calories if you're looking to lose weight or gain weight. But really, awareness is the biggest benefit that you gain from recording your food. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the live stream. All right, let's move on. High fructose corn syrup. Study at Yale conducted at Yale linked lower levels of satiety to consumption of high fructose corn syrup. The fructose is a type of sugar, and it blocks leptin, so your body will still tell you that you're hungry even if you've had enough food. So avoiding sodas, sweet teas, energy drinks, candy, salad dressings, sodas, that all has high fructose corn syrup, lots of processed foods. Eating that stuff can throw off the rhythm of your body and can make you feel like you're hungry even if you're not. Let's see. Not eating enough leafy greens. Leafy greens like kale, spinach, Swiss chard, among a bunch of other greens, contain high amount of vitamin K, which helps regulate insulin to keep your cravings low. Also has lots of fiber, which helps you absorb sugar and protein and everything else in the other food that you're eating with it, and will keep your blood sugar and your insulin levels at a very good, medium zone. Leafy greens are really good for you, so be sure to eat enough of those if you want to feel full longer. Not eating enough protein is also another reason people can start to feel hungry. Protein helps regulate the hunger hormones again, and it's also very necessary for muscle mass maintenance. So if you stop eating protein, your body will start consuming the muscle mass as the fuel for energy. So you want to eat lots of protein. And let's see, if you've seen our previous live streams, you might remember that you have to distribute protein throughout the day. You can't just eat it all at once. Your body has something called the protein absorption rate, which is how quickly you're able to absorb protein and utilize it. It's really about 10 grams per hour. That's on the higher end throughout the digestion process. So be sure to spread out the protein throughout the day. I believe it's about 40 grams per meal is really the maximum that you can get away with. Let's see. Not enough sleep. Not enough sleep is a huge one for lots of reasons. But for hormone and chemical regulation of your body, it's really big. So missing out on sleep is one of the worst things that you can do for yourself, especially for hunger. As far as food goes, ghrelin and leptin, the hunger hormones, will fluctuate a lot if you're not sleeping enough, and will cause you to feel hungry a lot more often. Dehydration. If you're thirsty, your brain will send messages to your body that are very similar to hunger, so drinking a glass of water will definitely help. It's also a good idea to drink water after your meal to avoid overeating, along with just the benefits of being hydrated. Drink your water, guys. Let's see, boredom. This one is probably one of the biggest ones for me. I tend to eat a lot even when I'm not hungry, just because I find myself looking for external stimuli and just trying to keep myself busy. Food also helps regulate emotion, and because our bodies reward eating, and it can be very pleasurable, but it can also be abused easily if you're bored. If you know you haven't eaten recently and you feel hungry, try working on a hobby or doing something a little bit more fulfilling than just filling your stomach. It's definitely something I'm guilty of doing. Stress. So high levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone, can cause cravings in sugar, fat, and salt. Again, these types of food blast your brain with temporary happiness. You get a big rush when you eat sugar, fat, and salt. Your body, we've evolved to crave things like sugar, fat, and salt because those are really important for our bodies. So we get really excited. Our bodies and our brains get really excited when we eat that stuff, but eating a lot of it is just a lot of junk food, and stress will increase the likelihood and your kind of appetite for those types of foods. So stress eating and boredom eating are very similar. Just try to keep your mind off of things, relax, do something else. Try not to overeat when you're stressed or bored. But those are reasons why you might feel hungry. Let's see, BPA. So BPA, you might have heard of this. It's a chemical that you can find in plastic food containers, like the actual containers themselves. It's not harmful at low levels, but it is believed to affect leptin and ghrelin in a way that would increase your food cravings. Using glass containers are a great way to cut out BPA from the food that you eat, but really store-bought packaging could still be at risk, I guess, for containing BPA. And so you'd want to avoid that, and it could be contributing to feeling hunger. Alcohol. Study in 2017 showed that giving mice alcohol promoted brain activity associated with hunger. And in a study with humans, 12 men who drank 1.5 ounces of alcohol before lunch consumed 300 more calories than the control group that had 0.3 ounces, which is considerably less. So it's worth experimenting with cutting back or removing alcohol from your diet because of the implication of those studies, but it's also just a lot of empty calories that you don't really need. And alcohol also affects your sleep. There's a number of things that we can do to kind of habits and kind of behaviors that we have that we can change to keep our bodies healthier and more regulated and more not being thrown off by chemicals and all of these other intoxicants. Let's see, fast carbs. So also known as refined carbs, fast carbs are the carbs that spike your insulin levels, and they don't have the fiber that you need to maintain your blood sugar levels. So when your insulin spikes, your body has to leach sugars from your blood, and then you have low blood sugar, which means you need to eat. You get really dizzy. You don't feel good. It's also really bad. This is why diabetics have a lot of issues, because they can't regulate their insulin levels, and fast carbs will, if you eat enough of them, you can actually cause yourself to get diabetes by eating too many fast carbs, lots of sugars, refined carbs. It'll really throw your body out of whack, and you need to be eating slow carbs, beans, vegetables. There's lots of things that you can be eating, but these fast carbs like white rices, white breads, the processed carbs, those are what you want to avoid. Those will, again, spike your insulin levels, and then you crash, and then you get really hungry and you feel terrible. And rounding out the countdown for today, we've got food porn. Yep. Staring at food on Instagram or watching cooking TV shows has been shown to make people visually hungry, and a study from the Journal of Brain and Cognition shows that obese people react more strongly to pictures of food than those at a healthy weight. So it's a good idea to reduce the amount of food that you're looking at in the day, because it will promote the feeling of hunger. There's emotional and psychological connections to food, and just looking at it, your body starts the digestion process. You start salivating, so that will be a big contributing factor to why you might feel hungry in the days if you're looking at lots of food. So that will conclude today's live stream. In summary, there's lots of things, lots of factors that could affect your hunger, but it is a good practice to watch what you eat balanced meals, include lots of protein, fat, and fiber, avoid processed foods, plastic, and alcohol, and be sure to get a good night's sleep to help you regulate the chemicals in your body. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and leave those in the comments. Even if the live stream is over, we will still get to those. And in the meantime, before our next live stream next week, please check out our YouTube channel. We just put up some great videos, and we're uploading a handful in the next week or so. Really excited about that. You can also check out our blog at medium.com/@HelixSports, and you can sign up for our monthly newsletter, and you will get a sort of digest of the monthly sales and product highlights and all the good stuff that's going on every month. So be sure to sign up for that. You can go to helixsports.com, scroll down to the bottom, put your name and email in there. It's really simple, and we will send that to you on a monthly basis. So I don't see any questions. So thanks again for watching. My name is Alex with Helixx Sports. You guys have been great. I'll catch you next week.